What's up, y'all? What's up? I am running so late. It's not even funny. Has it been a crazy month for y'all too? Because it's been absolutely insane on this side. But I wouldn't forget about y'all. I am going to take a look at USDJPY today. I'm going to do a multiple time frame analysis. If you're new to these parts, my name is Casey. I am a registered commodity trading advisor with the National Futures Association. And what I do here on YouTube is I give you guys my perspective on what I'm seeing in the market. And so today I'm going to do my time frame analysis on one of the most popular and highly traded pairs, USDJPY. And so what I'm doing is I'm finding my key levels of support, which you see right here, support, and resistance. So I'm looking for ceilings and floors, basically. If you don't know what that is, I strongly encourage you to go ahead and click the link in the video description to join my No Cost Forex Facebook Mastermind group. And then also go to the No Cost mini course so you can know what I'm talking about. Okay, so that is free. I think it'll help you gain some clarity. I know a lot of y'all don't like the way that I mark my charts because it looks confusing. It's really not. When you have a grasp of my approach to the market, it makes a whole lot more sense. Okay. Today I am using the Smart Trader platform and it is extremely helpful in identifying these levels. So what I've done is gone up to my Smart Toolbox and pulled out my Smart Support. And y'all, I missed obvious levels sitting here rushing. And I just double check my levels to make sure I'm good, right? So now that I've done that, I'm going to go down to the daily and guess what I'm gonna do? The same thing I just did. So I'm going to identify I'm gonna identify my floors and my ceilings on this time frame as well. And then what I'm gonna do after that, I'm gonna pull out my fib tool that kind of assists me to figure out what direction we going in. So this trade, like this whole down move, is something that we talked about maybe about 2 weeks ago. I may have even done a video, I can't remember, on this pair, how I thought it was going to move, and it played out. So I thought there were a couple things that could happen. I thought we could see price push up to 151, 152 and then drop, or we were going to see price drop from its current level. But it actually rejected off that daily level and went from there. So if you got that, you made out pretty good, right? All of them JPY pairs finally fell. Okay, now that I've done what I need to do on the daily, I'm gonna go to the 4 hour and identify my levels here. And then once I do that, we'll pull out the fib tool and we'll work our way from there. Now, if you haven't figured it out, I like swing trades just because life is so crazy for me right now. So it requires just a little bit of time on the weekends, right, to sit and identify my setups. Or if I can't squeeze it in on the weekends, you know, when I do have the time available, it takes a little bit of time, put it all together. And then from there, set my limits, set my stops, and go from there. Sorry. Okay, I'm just looking to make sure I got everything. And I do have all of my levels covered. I don't have this. I did not mark this off, but I need to. Okay. So I'm going to turn this off. So because I like those longer term trades, I am going to, I'm going to stop at the 4 hour. Right. And so now that I've done that, I'm going to go back to the monthly. Now I need to figure out my direction. Right. And so I'm going to grab my smart fib tool. I'm going to click below the last low. That clearly was not the last low. And deploy my fibs. See what I got. So we hit a D extension to the upside on the monthly a while ago, 2 years ago. And then we had price dropping for a good part of last year. And then we rallied back up, test this monthly resistance again. And so from this side, price has been moving to the upside. Excuse me, from this time frame, price has been moving to the upside. So I'm going to go to the weekly, and we're going to deploy the fib again to see what it is that we see and kind of go from there, right? So we've hit a D extension on the weekly, right? So if you, let me back up. I'm a heavily technical based trader. I use Fibonacci. These lines on the inside of this tool tell me where to get in. The lines on the outside tell me where to get out, right? And so this trade has already happened. This D extension has been hit. And so on the higher time frame, my thought is that we should be seeing price start to move to the downside, but we got to keep drilling in to see what it is that we see. But because this D extension has been hit, I'm interested in what's happening to the downside now, right? And so I'm going to deploy my fib from this side. And so on this time frame, this is already played out. Let me go back to the monthly. I don't even think we got enough. Oh, yes, we do. Okay, so from the monthly, I don't think this hit the A. Let me check it. From the monthly, I want to just see if, what level is this? 151937. So what I'm looking for, 7937. So that's a few pips shy. So we have not hit this level. So what this tells me is that I'm anticipating a take profit overall at this 122763. Now this is long term. This is going to take a while to happen. So what I'm interested in determining is what opportunities do I have available that I can take advantage of right now, right? So I'm going to keep drilling down. If my chart wants to act right, and I don't think it want to act right. Okay, so we went to the weekly, and I know that if I deploy from the top of here, it's not going to tell me much, right? Because that has played out, and I'll show you. Well, it did. It did, but it still doesn't tell me anything. Like there's nothing I can gather from this, okay? So what I'm interested in over here. I'm interested in what's happening here. More importantly, I'm interested in the fact that we've rejected 3 times off this monthly level at 151937. So we have a rejection here. We have a rejection here. We have a rejection here. And so looking at this and looking at structure, this is not quite a double top. What was the high here? Let me see. 937, 905. Looking at this, I think we can see a really big move. But I want to keep drilling down. And I want to see what I continue to see. So I'm going to go to the daily. And I could run my fib from over here, but this tells me nothing, right? I could run my fib, this was the lowest point, significant level, weekly level. If I run my fib to the upside, from the upside, this tells me nothing either. So what I'm interested in now is we've surpassed the last C point that was over here. It got taken out. So now I have to run my fibs the other way. And so from this perspective on the daily, because price pulled back to this 50% fib level, theoretically, the take profit on the daily is this 155.52, right? But I'm going to drill down even further because I want to know what can I do right now. So we caught all of this, and that play was off of the 4-hour fib. So I'm going to click below the last fib. And we had a setup here where we had an A low, a B high, very, very, very shallow pullback. Price came up against the daily resistance level and pushed back to the 50% fib line. But what I want to see is, have we hit the D extension to the downside? So what I'm doing is I'm running my fibs to the downside in order to see if that's happened. So looking at this, I'm not interested in this upside move just yet, right? Not interested just yet. I'm going to mark this D extension off though, because ultimately that could definitely be a target for me. But I'm looking at what's on the table right here. So in this scenario, what we have is an A high, a B low, a shallow pullback. It didn't even touch the 236. Price seems to have found some level of support at this 4-hour level, which is also the 118-127. And so typically when we see this happen, we often see that price will come back, test this level for a deeper retracement, and then finish out the sequence. So how I'm going to look at this, I'm going to draw my trend lines out. I'm going to go down to the lower time frame just so I can get my entry in. Let me see what I'm looking for. If we could break above this 4-hour level, if we could break above this 4-hour level, then we'll probably get that push up. If we can't, then we might see price moving sideways for a little bit before it drops. And what I'm trying to do is draw out my trend lines without cutting through the candles. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Oops. Where's that last touch? I think it was here. And so I want to make sure that's right. So I'm going to go grab my smart trend line and I'm going to click above my last high. And it ain't giving it to me. Let me go down to the 15. You see how price is moving like sideways? Trying to decide what to do. Let's see. It does not want to give this to me. So I'm going to follow. I'm going to get rid of this. And this is the only one that I'm going to go off of. So what I'm going to wait for is to see if we get a break of this trend line here. And then if we do, let me draw it out. So I've drawn the overall idea. Let me make it cleaner. And let me delete this. So what I want to see is I want to see a break through the trend line. I want to see price come back and test this zone. And then I want to see it travel up. And then from there, my anticipation would be that price is going to complete the sequence. So from the upside, where's my rectangle? So this is, I would put it below, but that's the 15. I got to see what that is off the hour. So I'm going to draw, I'm drawing my setup basically, y'all. That's what I'm doing. And I've got to go back and measure and make sure this is the right level. I believe it is. Okay. So essentially what you're looking at is potentially risking 60 pips in order to gain 150. That's almost 3-to-1. And if you want it, you could tighten up your stop loss. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. I still think it's a good setup. And let me go to the 4-hour because that's what I base this off of. Yeah, that puts me right at the 38.2 on the 4-hour. 1.4 Is it going to tell me? Oh, because I got this. Okay. 14877. So 75. I would put it a couple pips before. But that's what I would be looking for. And then my thought process is that we're going to see price continue to the downside. And just looking at structure, looking at this, I mean, to me, my thought would be that we're going to 138, 137. This is a strong level, weekly level, a weekly level that I would anticipate that we would see price react at. And so that's my thought. I think there's a short-term buy opportunity followed by a sell. If price reacts from this level to the upside for the long-term buy, if we don't get this completion to the downside, so if we don't get the up and then the down completion, and I need to move that down farther. Uh-oh, I'm messing up. Oh, Lord. I can't get it. I'm trying to draw. Okay. If we don't get this completion here, and if price, because price could react from this 50% fib level and go all the way, finish the sequence 153.19, finish, right? But on the downside, we haven't finished the fib sequence. And what we often see is that when we have this shallow retracement and price stalling out at this level, we see a deeper retracement before completion. And so either we're going to see price make it to the D extension. That means it has to surpass the daily resistance, monthly resistance, and finish out. Or we're going to see this 150 pips or so pullback, a completion to the downside, and then the move to the upside. So those are my thoughts on USDJPY. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did you catch any of this downside move last week? I am curious. This was beautiful. Let me know how you played it. Okay. I appreciate you guys for watching the video. If you found it helpful, please go ahead, consider giving a thumbs up to the video and share it with somebody if you think they can benefit from it. Also consider subscribing to the channel. I try to put out content on a pretty regular basis that could help you out. I do a lot of technical analysis, and then I also do videos just giving new traders some tips on how to navigate these Forex streets. Nonetheless, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great day. Bye.